beautiful ceremony of consecration and kneeling. When I was asked to spend a few minutes sharing some thoughts and some words, I wondered what I could share with you that could be of benefit to a young man who is about to turn another corner in his life. And I wondered, what could I say that he will hear, because that is really what is important. And so, I said, well, let me be straight up and speak the truth to him, right? Because we know that it's truth that pervades all. Yes? In one of our ancestral religions, they talk about the fact that truth is the unseen guiding the earth, that it is the word that cannot fall, that cannot spoil. It is power surpassing all. Yes, it's everlasting blessing. So we know that he's on that path and that road of truth. And so we come here as part of this ceremony in order to lift him up as he moves along that path. He's literally young enough to be my grandson. But stripped to his essence, he's spirit. And like me, stripped to my essence, I am spirit. So it is spirit talking to spirit.
Go ahead.
Yes, it's self talking to self. And so I'm just going to pull on 4 points that came to me to share with him, and by your presence to also share with you.
Thank
you. The first point talks to the African connection, that it is strong, that we are grounded in it. It is who we are and where we are. And so we have to live it and we have to be it. The Sankofa, I know it's an African, an Akan word from the Ghana area that talks, you often see the symbol of a bird with its head turned back, and sometimes in the beak it would hold an egg, and it is going back to go forward. And it talks to our looking back at where we came from. Yes, from Africa, from that continent, and all the lessons that are brought to bear from there for us. And as we look forward to where we're going, what can we take from that past that can inform our future and make it what it needs to be? And it is a lesson for us to look at, each and every one of us, and for you, Kenny, because this is your induction ceremony, right? What are the ancestors from Africa telling us about where we go? And that Sankofa also with that egg, the bird and the egg. There's always the chicken or the egg. Which one came first? And it talks to the unity and oneness in life, and a unity and oneness that transcends time and transcends space. And so you're here called to feel a part of this one great universal spirit. The second point I wanted to raise was that of the necessity or the inevitability of that intergenerational transfer of knowledge, of knowing, of mysteries. Yes. We're here because there is something that has been there, that has existed from all time, that is coming up to you, and through others, but coming up to you, and will go through you on to others. You are, the Congo people talk about a rope of life that is limitless from behind and that is limitless going forward. And that we each and every one are not on that rope.
Yes.
And you are a knot on that rope of infinite and boundless life. And so that knowledge that's on that rope is being transmitted to you and through you. And we have that memory. You know, sometimes we talk about the fact that we've been transported here to the Americas, and so in crossing that Atlantic, in that middle passage, we've been cut off from our beginnings. But no, it's there in the DNA.
Yes.
We have that memory that is there.
Yes.
And that walk that we may take through seclusion, through meditation, through mourning, it is a time for us to step back from the bustle and hustle of this worldly activity, and for you to do that. And to create this space where we can connect with that knowledge and where we can hold on and share in those mysteries of life that come to us from the generations before. And this is something that it's not only our Africanism in which it is steeped, but it is a universal and worldly thing. I was looking at the, in trying to get my thoughts together, I looked at there was a psalm, and this is Psalm 78. And in the first few verses, where you talk about opening my mouth in a parable and I will utter dark sayings of old.
Yes.
Yes? And dark sayings talks to the fact that I will utter things which have been kept secret. Yes? Which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. And we will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength. Yes? That the generation might come to know them, even the children which should be born, who shall arise and declare them to their children. And so that is one of the things that we're here to do, and for you to get it. Yes, for you to get it. Because once we have, as they say, shuffled off this mortal coil, the next generation, and the next, and the next. And you are part of that infinity. The third thing that came to me was the fact that what is being conveyed to you here is an honor. It's not a burden. Yeah, it's an honor. And it's a responsibility. And the Sankofa House of the Oba is conveying to you an honor, but it is coming through them. Because all honor is really God-given.
Yes.
It just flows through
Yes.
the elders,
Yes.
the Oba, and all of us here. But it is God-given. And this is something that is being given by God to you, and that you have a responsibility, right, to honor it. And in no way does that mean that you don't have fun. You're a young man, you enjoy yourself, you enjoy life, but it talks of responsibility, and it talks of awareness. And responsibility and awareness is not something that's only tied to age. Yeah? Young people, you have responsibility, you can be, and you can be aware. And so this is what it brings. And there I want to talk to a few verses from the New Testament, and that is John in the 3rd chapter, where it seems that Jesus and his disciples, they were baptizing people, and John was also baptizing. people. And then the text goes on to say that there arose a question between some of John's disciples and the Jews about purifying. And they came unto John and they said unto him, Rabbi, he that was with thee beyond Jordan, Jesus, to whom thou bearest witness, behold, the same baptizeth, and all men come to him. And, it sounds like a simple verse, but it talks to the fact, there's a little mischief being raised there. There's comparison. Well, what's happening? What's going on? They're getting more people. Yes, than we're getting. What's up with that? And then John answered, he said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven. So that with all the grumblings, whatever, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven. So this is something that is God-given. And it goes on to another verse where John says, he that hath the bride is the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom, which standeth and heareth him, rejoiceth greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This is my joy. This my joy, therefore, is fulfilled. So John the Baptist, he puts himself as the friend of the bridegroom. And if we shift to that, parable, that story, to here, to this naming and this consecration, we can say that we are, each and every one of us, all friends of Kenny. Yes? And so we are rejoicing when he is being inducted, when he is being inducted into this house. And that our joy is fulfilled. And so we rejoice with him at what it is happening here. We're not looking to see whether he's getting it too quickly, whether he's getting too much, whether there are others who may be or may not be more deserving. No. We are friends of Kenny, and we are here, and our joy is fulfilled with this celebration for him. And so that part goes to each and every one of us, that we are all here to be part of an uplifting and a celebration. We are all part here to help in his evolution and his moving forward to finding within himself that true nature of himself and that perfect self that he is. And the final point I wanted to make, and it's to Kenny, and that is that with all of this and with all of that, that you are ultimately responsible for yourself. Yes? Nobody else is. When we return to the universal, and we have to account for deeds, actions, etc., done or not done, I don't think any of us can say so-and-so didn't or so-and-so should have. We have to account, we go each one singly and we account for ourselves, so that ultimately you're responsible for yourself. The Yoruba people, religion brought down from the forefathers, and we're in Trinidad and Tobago, and there are many people who are followers of Ifa. Talk about the primacy of the development of something they translate as good character, Iwa Pele. Yes. And that is a state of being, and it talks to how we contribute to our community, how we contribute to our society. it is measured by how we bring balance to our life. Yes? You're going to look at how you can manage the not so nice traits. When you feel a little hate, anger, jealousy, all those things, because they're there and they're part of. So they don't ever go away. But the challenge is, how do I manage all of these things? And that's part of the work that you have to do. And how you express all the nice traits, yes? And compassion and the gratitude that we show. The kindness. But through all of that, as you do that walk of self, the most important is how you walk the way of truth. Because you have to speak the truth, and you have to have the courage to speak that truth. But you have to speak the truth with love. Because truth without love can wound and can be very hurtful. Yes. It can even kill. But truth with love is knowledge, opening up each and every one to understanding. Yes. So think about what you're going to say before you say it. Yes? The utterances from the mouth. Yeah. There's a mystery school in the Islamic religion, the Sufis, and they have a saying which says, if you're going to speak, utter words, they've got to go through 3 gates. I think I shared this with some people before. And the first thing you've got to ask yourself is, what I'm going to say true? And if it's not true, just cast it aside. And then you're going to have to ask yourself, is what I'm going to say necessary? Because if it's true, it may be true. But if it's not necessary, then there's no need to say it. Yes? And then you're going to ask, well, are these words kind? And if they're not kind, then you throw them out. And they need to be, it's not talking about your being a wimp or being weak. You get the response often, well, it's the truth, and so I need to say it and you need to hear, even if it's not kind. Yeah? But kindness talks to love. And unconditional love. And when unconditional love pervades what you are and what you do, then you share and you see that you're one with the other. Yeah? That same John that I talked about earlier, there is a verse in it earlier which says, that he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in God. That's an element, it crosses every religion, every single one. And so you need to be grounded and stay grounded there. And so, beloved, I'm going to leave you with a few words from another ancient tradition. And this is some advice that's given to anyone who's trying to live a spiritual life in the middle of the hustle and bustle of earthly life. And I'm going to read it. It says, "They are dear to me who run not after the pleasant or away from the painful. Grieve not over the past, lust not today, but let things come and go as they happen." Balance. "Who serve both friend and foe with equal love, not buoyed up by praise or cast down by blame. Alike in heat and cold, pleasure and pain, and free from selfish attachments and self-will. And that is from the Bhagavad Gita, the Vedic scriptures. And it talks again to balance. Be neither here nor there. Be neither this, be not that. But we all one. Divine sparks out of that divine divinity, God, Olodumare, Olomu, Krishna, whatever you call it, for that one creation. So, congratulations, and I wish you so much goodness and love, as you continue.